Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, end of week update. I'll be making a video on Bitcoin and ETH for this one. We'll jump straight into it. So, here, of course, I have Bitcoin pulled up, and we got a fib channel, typical same range that we're in, and a bull flag that we're currently in. So, first, I'll take off the fib and we'll come back to it. We're on the daily chart. So, the main thing I want to show here is that we are in a bull flag. I would consider a bull flag, right, for the pattern bros. And currently, if we break out above it, the measured move is to around 83.6K, okay, for Bitcoin. And while we're in this bull flag as well, we're also holding above the 50% retracement of this overall range, right, between 73K and 60K. All right. So that's a pretty important level to hold above, the 50% retracement. As long as we're above here, more bullish. If we're breaking under and getting closures under, still overall bullish, right, as an uptrend, but short term, it would be bearish. You would expect test closer to like 63K and maybe 60K, right? So just an interesting look pattern there, right? Bull flag to 83K. Now, if I pull up a Fibonacci from the swing high on May 21st to the low at 56.5K, let's see. We're holding the golden pocket as well. So there's a big area of confluence in the area between 66.5K and 66K because we have a 50% retracement of the range there and also a golden pocket of support. So this acts as a strong support level. All right. And now there's even more support at the 50% retracement of this move up at 64.2K. Okay, we can make a zone here. If Bitcoin were to get down between 64.2K and 60.1K, that could be a good buy area. And if we continue to hold supports and break out above, right? If we break out above 72,000, there's a good chance we can break this range and hit 81.5K almost, a fib with a 1.618 Fibonacci target. Okay? And those are just other targets to the upside. But overall, this looks like bullish consolidation before higher. It's just a matter of a patience game and waiting. Okay? Going over this price action. There's really not much to be bearish about. Just more so bullish and to look for opportunities. Now, pulling up market cipher, the daily money flow is pointed out just a tiny bit, but it's very close to coming positive soon again if we can continue to hold support and get some movement up, right? But if I go down to the 22-hour, which could be a different look, money flow did go green, but currently it's coming back out. And that's just honestly signaling this is just choppy, choppy, choppy. We've been in a range for, let's see how long, 90 days now. We've been in a range, a choppy range for 90 days. So market cipher is, of course, going to look choppy as well. So the main thing to look at, to pay attention to, is really price action and what it's doing. If we go to a higher time frame, like the weekly stochastic is pointed up. And of course, we're holding above key levels still. Okay. Now I want to bring up the monthly. Monthly confirmed a red dot. for Bitcoin. So maybe a good area to potentially take profits if you're up big, right? Just for risk management purposes. But as you can see, I wouldn't I wouldn't worry too much about this red dot on the monthly on Market Cipher, because you have here, whenever you get above, then what is it? What level is this? Close to 100. Let's just say the 100 level on Market Cipher momentum waves. Then you can start talking about, you know, toppy areas, right? Such as here. Oh, come on, here and here. So maybe we start to print a green one literally this month or the following month in July, potentially, right? So that's a thing to pay attention on the monthly. When we get above the 100, it's not definite we will, but I'd say it's a high probability we will. Historically, Bitcoin will continue its run after the halving, right? But if you get above 100, then it's you shouldn't really be buying anymore, right? You should be taking profits. Going down to the 2 week, again, another reason why I'm not too afraid of the monthly is because this 2 week stochastic is now in the oversold region, and VWAP is looking to come up, and money flow, most importantly, is pointed up still, right? And if you look at the past and bull runs, money flow has gone up really to the first over here. It went to 60, up here 70. Last run it only went to 37. So if we go to like 25 to 30, that's a still pretty good move up from 14 on the money flow for the 2 week chart. And also the 2 week momentum waves are looking to potentially start print a green dot in the coming weeks, potentially, as long as price, holds supports and continues to grind up. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Overall, just choppy as shit again. All right, just same old. It's been like this for 90 days, but the really big difference is that we're holding above key supports, like the 50% retracements and golden pockets. Okay. Also, a quick little thing on the 2 week. This is a bit of a head and shoulders on the candlesticks on the wicks. A head, or a shoulder head, and a right shoulder. You can do head and shoulder patterns on the wicks as well. Now we'll go into ETH. So I have ETH pulled up here, and I have a couple different fibs. I have two different fibs, one from all-time high to the cycle low, from the bear market low, and a pattern, and a short-term Fibonacci. So I will take this fib off just to make it look cleaner. And as you can see, ETH broke out of a pennant, right? The falling wedge, so to say. Okay. And if we take a measured move, we can say from here, it breaks us above, just a bit above all-time highs to about like 5,000, which is a pretty good psychological level, right? You can expect some resistance there potentially if Ethereum gets to it, which it looks like it does. Now, taking off this pennant that it broke out of, we can pull up a Fibonacci from this high to this low. So currently Ethereum is holding above the golden pocket and obviously 50% retracement, which is good signs. ETH can come back down and test levels, okay? It's going to be more volatile than Bitcoin, obviously. So I would expect key support in a zone. I like making zones. The 50% retracement and the 236, right? If price starts to break down from the 236 at 3,078, around there, right? 3,080, whatever it is, then likely ETH will make newer or new lows, right? This would just be a lower high, and it would make new lows and possibly find support elsewhere. Maybe 2100, 2400, definitely possible. But as of right now, we take what's in front of us, and it's a good look. It's pretty bullish. I would expect support to get tested and to hold at either the golden pocket between 3600 and also the 50% retracement to the 236 at 3400 and 3000, 3078, so to say. Okay. Now, if ETH were to break above 4100, I would expect 4900 to come. Okay, close enough to 5000. And after that, those are the other targets: 6K, 7K, 8K. But overall, Ethereum looks pretty bullish, especially if you can start to outperform Bitcoin. That would be a good look for altcoins as well, right? And heading into potentially a good summer session for alts, and probably Bitcoin too. But altcoins really haven't had their time yet, right? But that time will come. It's just a matter of waiting, as it is with everything in the markets. And going on to a much higher time frame, going to the monthly, and I will delete everything. What do we see here on the monthly for ETH? It's a different look than Bitcoin. This monthly candle engulfed the previous candle. Okay, it's not a strong engulfing candle, but nonetheless, it's a pretty good candle close there, right? You got a candle close above, just above the wick at 37.39, just about, and 36.58, right? That's a pretty good candle. Now, you could expect maybe a little retracement off of this to around golden pocket 3570, 3500, 3400, right? It's definitely possible. Just a little different look on this time frame for the monthly from wick to wick, right? So you could pull a zone kind of like this to act as support, and a mini zone here for the golden pocket, right? You don't want to draw this kind of like this and probably smaller, so it's not too big on the lower time frames. And as you can see here on the monthly, money flow, or VWAP is coming back up, and it's likely going to make a bearish divergence. But this is a monthly. It's going to take a lot of time to play out, multiple months, right? Kind of like this, something like this before rolling back over negative. Maybe the top will be put in then. We never know. But nonetheless, it's better to get in, to have gotten in before before the ETH pumped from the ETF news, and obviously much before that. But this is what I see happening potentially, as I've seen it many times in lower time frames with the VWAP and market cipher making lower highs while price continues to move up. Okay. Now going into the 3-month time frame, which is the quarterly, we're just going to look at price action. Delete everything. So this 3-month closes in the next 27 days, so the end of June. And this looks pretty bullish, right? We have a strong quarterly close from last quarter, right? That's a pretty good bullish candle, right? And now, if we can get this month's closure, June, or this quarterly closure, to close like this with a big wick to the downside and a green candle up, I'd say that's also a bullish look. That was a lot of buy pressure, and the bull market will continue. Especially if we get a candle close above, just to make it exact, 36.76. And I say that because if we can get candle closures in this wick or in these wicks from 2021 and 2022, that would be a bullish look in my opinion, because you're getting candle closures above the closings and openings of these candles, right? And you're eating into the supply of these wicks, so it could mean continuation. I say that because I've made trades using that strategy before, shorter time frames, when we get closures above key resistance levels of candle closures or opens into wicks, right? It could signal a breakout. So overall, Bitcoin and ETH, a little bit different look. ETH looks more strong, but both are really just about the same. ETH just looks a little more strong in the higher time frames than Bitcoin right now, and stuff still looks bullish. We're just in an overall choppy range, and things take time. Things take time, and corrections don't always mean to the downside and dumpage. Corrections could also happen with time as well, and just chop. So I'll leave it there with that, guys. Thank you, and peace out.